The Galactic Empire had ruled with an iron fist for millennia, spanning thousands of star systems and dozens of galaxies. It was a behemoth of oppression and conquest. Their armadas were vast, their technology unparalleled, and their emperors ruthless. Entire civilizations had bowed before their might, their cultures assimilated or annihilated. No one dared to challenge them. Not the rebel factions, not the rogue species, not even the most defiant of alien empires. But desperation breeds innovation. The Kelveri Resistance, a coalition of oppressed species scattered across the stars, had tried everything. Guerrilla tactics, economic sabotage, even biological warfare. Nothing worked. Their fleets were crushed, their spies captured, their hope dwindling. As the Imperial war machine encroached on their last stronghold, they convened an emergency council. "We can't hold out much longer," Zdeklet, the Kelveri leader, growled, her reptilian tail twitching in frustration. "Our forces are depleted, our allies are too scared to act, and the Empire will be here within weeks." A hushed silence fell over the council chamber. The gathered representatives, a motley crew of aliens with various appendages, eyes, and skin tones, looked at one another helplessly. "We have one option left," said a voice from the shadows. The speaker was Gailan, a member of the enigmatic Varinth species. Known for their vast intelligence and cryptic ways, the Varinth rarely spoke unless they had a solution. "What option?" Zyklus snapped. "We've tried everything." Silent leaned forward, his glowing eyes narrowing. "We haven't tried them." The room collectively shuddered. Everyone knew who them referred to. "Humans," another council member whispered, his fur bristling. "They're a myth, a ghost species. They're real," Zylan said, his voice calm yet firm. "Vanished to the edge of the galaxy centuries ago by the Empire itself. Forgotten by most, but I've found them." Zykla's eyes widened. "You found humans? And you're only telling us this now because summoning them is a gamble," Zylan replied. "They're unpredictable, dangerous. But if anyone can stand against the Empire, it's them." The council erupted into chaos. Some argued that involving humans was suicide. Others were intrigued by the possibility of hope. Eventually, Zykla slammed her clawed hand on the table. "Enough. We're out of options. If humans can help us, then we have no choice but to call them." A week later, a Kelveri cruiser arrived at the coordinates Island had provided. The destination was a desolate system on the galaxy's fringe, far from any trade routes or Imperial patrols. The crew held their breath as they approached a barren planet with a single massive structure on its surface, a fortress-like building bristling with ancient weapons. The Kelveri envoy disembarked, flanked by guards. Inside the fortress, they were greeted by a figure unlike any they had ever seen. The human, if that's what he was tall, his posture exuding confidence. His face was weathered, his eyes sharp and calculating. He wore a strange, rugged uniform, and a weapon was strapped to his back. "I'm Captain Elias Drake," the man said, his voice deep and commanding. "Here you have a problem." The Kelveri envoy hesitated. "You're human?" Drake smirked. "Last I checked. Now, what do you want?" The envoy explained everything: the Empire's tyranny, the Resistance's failures, and their desperate plea for help. Drake listened silently, his expression unreadable. When they finished, he leaned back and crossed his arms. "You want humans to go up against the Galactic Empire, the same empire that exiled us, destroyed our homeworlds, and hunted us to the brink of extinction." "Yes," the envoy admitted. "You're our only hope." Drake stared at them for a long moment, then chuckled. "You're lucky I like a challenge." When word spread that the humans had agreed to help, the Resistance was skeptical. Stories about humans were filled with contradictions. They were said to be savages, geniuses, warriors, and diplomats all at once. Some claimed they could terraform planets in days, while others whispered they could destroy them just as quickly. No one knew what to expect. That changed when the humans arrived. Drake's fleet was small, only a dozen ships. But they were unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Sleek, black, and bristling with weapons, the human warships moved with a precision that spoke of advanced AI and unmatched engineering. The flagship, Retribution, was a monstrosity, its hull adorned with battle scars and trophies from past victories. The humans wasted no time. Drake convened a strategy meeting with the resistance leaders, outlining his plan with cold efficiency. "We don't fight fair," he said bluntly. "The Empire relies on brute strength and overwhelming numbers. We're going to hit them where it hurts, sabotage their supply lines, disable their shipyards, and turn their own systems against them. And when they're weakened, we strike hard and fast." "But how can you succeed where we've failed?" Zekla asked. Drake's grin was sharp as a predator's, "Because we're human." The campaign began with a bang, literally. Using stealth technology, the humans infiltrated the Empire's most secure installations, planting bombs and viruses that wreaked havoc. Imperial fleets found themselves stranded as their fuel depots exploded. Factories producing war machines ground to a halt as their systems were corrupted. Chaos spread like wildfire. The Empire, furious, sent its armadas to crush the resistance once and for all. But the humans were ready. Using guerrilla tactics and advanced weaponry, they ambushed the Imperial fleets, striking swiftly and disappearing before the enemy could retaliate. The turning point came during the Battle of Caliph Prime. The Empire had assembled its largest fleet yet, 1,000 ships strong, to obliterate the Resistance's main base. But when they arrived, they were met by Drake's fleet. "You're outnumbered," the Imperial Admiral sneered over the comms. "Surrender now, and we might spare you." Drake's response was a single word: fire. The battle that followed was a masterpiece of strategy and brutality. Human warships moved like predators, weaving through the chaos and delivering devastating blows. Their